Welcome to today's video, and today we'll be learning how to make a terrarium out of an old plastic bottle. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be non-recyclable or recyclable, just any old plastic bottle will do. Now, most people are thinking, what is a terrarium? A terrarium is a mini ecosystem that can live on its own oxygen, and it doesn't have to even be opened. Sometimes you have to open it because maybe your bottle isn't big enough or you haven't done it correctly, but basically it's a mini place to hold your plant. First thing we'll need to do is wash out our bottle. After we've washed out our bottle, we'll then need to use a towel to dry the insides, otherwise it will already be full of moisture. Before you put any plants in your terrarium, you need to get rid of all the sticky bits on the outside, otherwise insects could get trapped on the outside. And even though you're not going to put any insects in the inside, you must make sure that they don't get harmed by the outside. Now we're ready for the first step in building your mini ecosystem.
The best thing to put in it at the bottom is moss. However, if you don't have any moss, it's fine to just start off with some stones. But first of all, try and get some moss because it will soak up all the moisture. Let's fit the moss into the bottom of your bottle. You might need a stick, probably be helpful. Don't worry if it's not completely flat. Once you put the stones in, it probably will flatten out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The best thing next to do is small stones. You might have to do those before the moss because you might not have any moss in your garden. But if you do, then put the moss in first, and then small stones like these would be good. Next thing you need is some potting soil. Now, if you don't have any compost, you could probably just dig some up. Because to be honest, if you can grow plants in it, then it is potting soil. Depending on the size of your bottle, it depends what kind of plants you can put in. This bottle's quite thin, and we don't have any small plants that could fit in it right at this moment. So I'm just going to put in another layer of moss that can keep it humid. And then if we ever get any small plants, I could always open it and put some small plants in. So instead, I'll just put in some moss.
Once you've put your plant or plants in, as you can see, I've only put in a bit of moss, pretty boring, but you can always get some smaller terrarium plants in plant shops, or at the market, and they can really brighten up the terrarium. But maybe just put in a drop of water if you think your soil isn't moist enough to give it a bit of moisture before you go, or a few drops of water, and then you can seal it tight. If you see any of your plants dying in the terrarium, of course it's okay to open it. And if you find out your terrarium doesn't really work, just cut it open and you can use it as a vase. And you can water it every day. Finish your terrarium, seal it tight, and then enjoy.